I will show him and I will prove him that he is just a rookie in the sport. Brendan Schaub won't survive 3 rounds with me.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Fighters Only TV, coming to you all the way from Zagreb, Croatia. We're in the basement gym underneath the house of the one and only Mr. Mirko CroCop. Mirko, thanks for having us. How are you feeling?
I feel good, a little bit tired after the training, but basically I feel good.
This is the first week, right? Hell week, the tough week.
First week of hell, yes.
Tell us a little bit about what Hell Week involves, what this week is about.
Well, I'm doing in so-called Hell Week, I'm doing only specific training in the morning. There is a hard treadmill, and then 5 rounds of grappling, including ground and pound. We are doing it with UFC gloves, so it, as you saw this morning, it knows to be bloody sometimes, you know.
Well, I've seen 2 days now, some cuts, some bruises, some blood, so...
It got to be that way. That's the name of the game.
And the opponent is Brendan Schaub. You taking a look at him?
Well, to tell the truth, I haven't seen the non-complete fight, only that I could find on YouTube, but I will watch it, you know, I will watch it. Even I don't have to watch it too much, not because I underestimate him, no, not at all, because he never fought southpaw, as I know so far, and he'll have a different strategy for me, you know, until now. He always used to fight in normal guard, so we'll see, you know, we'll see.
Obviously, every fight is an important one, but how important is this one personally, especially coming off the loss to Frank Mir in the last fight?
Every fight is the most important one in this sport. This is not tennis, you know, that you have 50 games in a year, so one loss or 2, doesn't matter, you know, every fight is important because I'm fighting 4 times maximum a year, but most of the fighters, especially in the UFC today, they are fighting 2 times a year, so you cannot afford to lose the fight, you know. It happens, of course, like in any other sport, but I will do my best not to lose the fight this time.
I've heard you talk about Brendan and some other guys. You described them as young lions. Can you talk a little bit about that? What the young lions thing is?
Well, young lions definitely means that first of all they are young. If you look at their age, you know, and the second thing, they haven't made nothing big in MMA. They didn't make big money, and they are still hungry. And it means that they are not secured financially yet, you know, and they are acting different, you know. They are hungry. They're giving always 110% for everything, you know. And that's why I call them. That's why those kind of ones are the most difficult one.
Does that make you an old lion then?
No, but in a way I am, you know. I'm long in this business, you know, and all together, including K1. My next fight will be 71st fight, professional fight, and it's a lot of fights, you know. When you compare it with Brendan's, I don't know, 7 fights, 8 fights, he's just a rookie when you compare it, you know.
Is it difficult to maintain like motivation and when you're not hungry anymore? You know, you've achieved a lot of success.
Hardest thing in this moment is to find the motivation. It's hardest thing, you know. When you wake up in the morning, people just don't get it, you know. Most of the fighters, when they get retired, they retired not because they are old, but because of the injuries, you know. I had already 5 surgeries, you know, and Wanderlei had a couple of surgery, Shogun have a couple of surgery, Nogueira have a couple of surgery, you know. So when you start thinking about surgeries, when you have to go to a recovering process, you know, and then one day you will just wake up and ask yourself, why I need this, you know? Why I have to go down in my gym and to die on the treadmill, doing some hard running, very hard running, and then ground and pound, you know, with the UFC gloves, being punched to the face, you know, from the young lions. They're all young guys training with me, 25, 26 years old, you know, and you ask yourself, for what? 1 or 2 fights and money that you can make with that won't change my life at all, you know. So then you ask yourself why, and then questions start, you know, you start asking yourself questions, you know, why I'm doing this, and then some other things start being interesting for you, you know. You want to spend more time with your family, with your friends, with kids. I have 2 kids, you know, and you're just losing will to train, and that's why fighters start being they're going to being retired, you know. They don't train enough. They get fat, they lost speed, you know. If they keep training like before, they wouldn't get fat, you know. But most of the fighters get fat, you know. If you watch those legendary boxers like Mike Tyson, he get fat. That's why he's still explosive. He still have a bomb in his hand, but he doesn't train much, you know. He spent a couple of years in prison, you know, and a lot of problems, this and that. He get too much weight, you know. Before he was 98 kilograms when he was a champion. In his last fight he was 115, you know. It's a lot. It's a lot for cardio, for explosive, for speed, for everything, you know. It's just one small example. That's what happened. That's what happened, you know.
You never get fat, right? And you never seem to be out of shape.
I feel good. I'm professional. I trained during the whole year. Right after the fight, maybe I take 1 week, maximum 2 weeks off, but that off means that I train every day again. That's a treadmill, that's a shadow, that's some easy weightlifting, you know, or something. I cannot imagine a day without training. I cannot it got to be easy. 1 hour, 45 minutes, but it's got to be training. But I know some fighters, actually, I heard that many of them, you know, they don't train. You know, after the fight, they take a two months break. You know, they don't train at all. They get fat and they start cutting the weight before the fight. You know, and they start training five weeks before the fight. That's not my style. That's not my style.
Some people say, I mean, I don't think you go on, you know, message boards, forums, the internet or anything, but if you do, some people say, oh, CroCop should go to train in America, he should train in Amsterdam, why does he train underneath his house? But, you know, as if you're taking it easy. I've seen this for 2 days, this is not easy, these guys don't treat you soft.
No, this is not easy training, you know, and when I look, I don't think what I would get to train in America. Some people, some sparring partners from Amsterdam just arrived 2 days ago, and we trained in my gym. I have a cage here, everything, you know, my family is with me, and my kids are here. I can watch them every day. I have the food I like here, you know, I can control things, you know. In Amsterdam, you know, I'm sentenced to go in some restaurants and this and that, you know, and I start being nervous and this and that, so I feel much better here. And I have quality enough trainings here.
You mentioned some surgery before, and something that people have also asked is the left head kick, the left leg. We've not seen it for a while, really. Is it going to come back?
Yeah, I'm training a lot my kicks, you know, but I wasn't able to train it, you know, because I have a lot of injuries and I have three surgeries on my right knee, and it was hard. It was hard. It was impossible for me to do a simple jogging and not to do kicking, you know. Even that's right leg, but I have to stand on it during the kicking, you know. So it was very painful for me, so I just didn't do it on the training. And if I don't do it on the training, I'm not able to do it in the fight, you know. So it's very simple. It's very simple.
Is that anything to do with like the Frank Mir fight, why it was kind of a slow fight?
No, it has nothing to do. But I don't like to return on the fight that's behind me. I'm aware that it wasn't. I heard somewhere it was announced as the most boring fight. You know, it happens in the sport. You know, it happens. I get 4 weeks notice for the fight. I trained a little bit, just like I told you, 45 minutes treadmill. I didn't train at all. I couldn't get my sparring partner, so it was Frank Mir's, how should I say, duty to attack me more, because he was preparing for months for that fight. You know, I jumped instead of Nogueira, but. I was concerned about my stamina, but at the end of the day, you know, stamina was the last problem in the fight. You know, I was good with my stamina, and but always some minor injuries follows me. You know, I had some problem in the back, but I don't want it to sound like excuse. I lost the fight, and that's it. We go for another fight, and I will give my best to win, and that's all.
Does retirement ever cross your mind at this stage?
Well, retirements cross my mind before every fight, just like any other fighters in the world. Everybody thinks, oh, this is going to be my last fight. I want to go through this stress again, through this hell of preparation. But right after the fight, you cannot wait to start preparing for another fight. You know.
The last question we've got for you is a very, very serious question, and this was sent in from some of the female fans, and they said that they used to like looking at Mirko when he had those small Valetudo shots, but they've gone. What's happened?
Those Valetudo small shorts will be back in the next fight.
There was a lot of people asking about that. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I think they were females, most of them.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Thanks very much for talking to us, Mirko. Best of luck. Thank you.